Welcome to the Intellectual Idiot Show with your host, incredibly good-looking host, Max Hoffman, and much lesser good-looking host,
Shut your mouth.
Tyler Jeske. Kind of a disaster. Going with the deep V-neck today. With the...
Gotta represent. Went to the Brewers game yesterday, going again today.
all of you watching on YouTube, this is rated R now. A lot of skin exposure.
We like
here
to
with the jersey.
we like to expose a little bit of cleavage once in a while. So
It's okay. I don't like to wear undershirts under my sweatshirts anyways. Anyway, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for tuning in. As you can see, episode after episode, we are taking your feedback that we appreciate very, very much, and we're implementing it. Top 5 suggestions has been awesome. We're going to get to all of them, and we have a great top 5 for you today that we're going to be getting to. On top of that, our studio setup is 10 times better.
Look at this beautiful painting that we have. I think it's a wheel. Maybe
All about the wrenches.
Some wrenches. If you guys have any suggestions, shoot them in the chat. Shoot them in on a DM on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your ideas of what we should put here, because this probably isn't going to do it long term.
I mean, it could. We need a professional. Shout out to Grant as well. We updated our logo on Spotify, and it looks really fucking sweet.
It looks so good. It
Like,
looks
that
professional.
is awesome, Grant. Thank you for that. So we're moving up in the world. And also, you know who you are. Not a funny joke with the 1 star. You know who you are.
Couple of them.
We don't need to call you out. You know who you are. I saw one of them last night. Damn. So, anyway, thank you all for listening. We really, really appreciate each and every one of you, and we do this for you. And we also do it for ourselves, because we're selfish, and we have a lot of fun doing this together.
We do it because we have fun.
Yes. So, thank you all for listening. But we got a hot lineup for you today. So tune in. Oh, by the way, the website is up. It'll have our Spotify updated every single week. It'll have our YouTube updated every single week. So make sure you're tuning in to the website. It's in our Instagram bio. I'll be posting it on our Snapchat, on our Instagram stories, all that good stuff. So make sure you click on that. With that being said, our lineup today is awesome. We got what's hot, what's not. It's kind of taking you into a little segment of like what we think is trending upwards and what we think is trending downwards. And it's all over the place. A little hit of the mic there. And then we're going to cover NFL draft today. It's been a crazy one. A memorable.
So many crazy trades.
A very memorable NFL
Packers
draft.
finally drafted a receiver. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Oh my God. 4, of course, fuck up of the week, but doing a little bit of a twist to it this week. We're going to be each sharing each other's fuck up of the week. I have so many of them that it was really hard to
We
do.
may never run out of fuck up of the weeks in terms of stories that we have for each other.
It's a little bit sad.
It just really makes me think, like, what have we been doing our whole life?
I mean, and they don't even know half the things that are on our camera roll of what we would do in Australia and what we would do, just on a daily basis of just the stupid
We'll be
shit.
sharing them with you, though. Follow our TikTok for those little short, stupid videos.
Yeah, and then thanks to Ben Taft, we are doing top 5 places that we'd like to travel and places that we'd like to go visit. There are plenty of places to go. Earth Day was just last week, so shout out to the Earth.
Yeah,
For being-
we're both super passionate about traveling. You
Yeah.
know, we've done a ton of it in our lives and want to continue to do it until the day we die. So we'll run through that.
Shout out to the Earth. With that being said, let's jump right into what's hot, what's not. So I think I'm going to kick us off.
Go for it.
I'll start off with our what's hot. The Packers defense. So, hot take of the week, we're going to have the best defense in the league. Like, our defense is so good. Our draft picks were absolutely fantastic. I loved them. Our first round draft picks, we got, yes, everybody knows we needed a receiver. We needed help Aaron Rodgers, yada yada, prima donna. Okay, we need a receiver. We got one. We got one in the second round.
Kind of an interesting surprise there with trading our 52, I believe, in 59 to get up to him, but totally respect the move. This guy, Christian Watson from North Dakota State, he looks unbelievable.
And shut your
Very
mouth.
raw.
Shut your mouth also, because we're talking about the draft a little bit. So calm down. All right, we'll get to the draft. But I'm the star of the show right now, so we're gonna keep rolling with that. So
Hollywood Max. We all know it's Hollywood Max.
everybody knows it's my world and everybody else is just living in it. And that's just a fact that people are going to have to live with.
You're fucking nuts.
So going off of that, Packers defense, big time what's hot. Our linebackers with Devondre Campbell. What's the name of that inside linebacker we drafted?
Quay.
Yeah, he's going to be an absolute beast. All Georgia.
Quay
Packers
Walker.
making history. Quay Walker pairing with Devondre Campbell. On top, up front, we have Wyatt. We have Kenny Clark. We got Preston Smith. We got Rashad Gary. We still got Adrian Amos back there at safety. We got Darnell Savage back there at safety. We got
Stokes, Jair Alexander.
yeah, Eric Stokes, Jair Alexander. We are set. Solid. Also, for my what's hot, I'm going to do wraps. I'm on a kick right now with chicken wraps. Grilled chicken wraps. I've been making them pretty much every single night. They're very versatile, right? You can make them buffalo chicken. You can make them with honey mustard.
You made me a beautiful egg and Chick-fil-A sauce burrito egg wrap this morning.
Yeah. And it was fire. Wraps are extremely versatile. You can have them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can put whatever you want on them to spice them up. I just went to shout out to Metro Market. When over there, they were stocked on their Buffalo Wild Wings sauces. And trust me, you don't have any sponsors yet, but I'm a big wrap guy. So I'm going to go. What's not? Wisconsin. Wisconsin, I'm so unbelievably sick of this godforsaken state. And I'm going to get a lot of heat for that statement. But what is the date right now? It's the last day of April.
Damn near May. And it's right now, we're currently sitting on 40 degrees and rain. We're trying to go to the Brewer game, but we can't even tailgate because it's absolutely horrible out.
Opening day was
80 to 150 mile per hour winds.
that's a horrible.
Grills were blowing over. Cars were blowing over. The stadium almost broke.
Okay, you just kill it. You have a tendency to kill it, and that's exactly what you just did. You put a stake into the joke because you took it way too far.
That's what I do. I take things too far.
So yeah, I mean, my what's not is Wisconsin because it's impossible to be happy here. It just is. I mean, that
I
was
don't know
an
about that.
exaggeration.
Wow, that was a little intense.
But
During the winter months and going
And then
into
weather-related.
spring, it's tough. Weather related, it can
Yeah.
really lead
it
to.
is, yeah, not great. So, hit it over to you.
All right.
What's hot,
so,
what's not? Tyler Jeske.
What's hot for me right now? I don't know if a lot of people are watching the Brewers, but Josh Hader is about as hot as it gets right now. The man,
Guy's an animal.
he's got a 0 ERA. He has not let up a single run. In 9 save opportunities, he's 9 for 9.
It is a damn shame the man doesn't get more recognition. He's the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, it's because we're in a small market. We're in a small market, Milwaukee Brewers. Is he the best reliever in the game?
I mean, he's the best pitcher in the game.
You think he's the best overall pitcher?
Nobody can hit him. He week in and week out, he comes in the 9th inning and shuts down every single game. He's got 9 saves already. We're in like the 3rd week of the season, and people look so unbelievably stupid. They look like you out there, like in college, trying to hit against Josh Hader. And you are a disaster.
Making everyone look like an absolute fool out there with his. He's unbelievable. For me, then I've got 2 for the what's not category. We'll start off, since we were talking a little about the NFL draft, Malik Willis. He is down big.
Oof.
The man, I saw a lot of mocks, also according to our expert
Tough look.
NFL insiders Kyle Murphy and Andrew Edwards, was supposed to either be drafted to the Carolina Panthers or Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round. I saw mocks that he was supposed to go 6 overall to the Panthers. And here we are. We're at the Brewers game yesterday. I'm looking at my phone for hours. Malik Willis still hadn't been drafted. 85th or 86th, he gets drafted finally to the Titans.
Well, it goes to show you, how little you know, because you wanted him in the first round.
Yes, I will say
You wanted him with the Steelers' first pick.
Yes, I was absolutely crushed when the Steelers took Kenny Pickett. I actually think overall, long term, it's a great pick for the Steelers. I was just really immediately upset because I'm really intrigued by the upside potential of Malik Willis. But it just goes to show for these NFL scouts and NFL teams, they really value, I feel like, legitimate good competition. And he was on Liberty, and he wasn't even dominant on the Liberty Flames. So I think that just shows it right there.
And I think like one other thing, and please pour in the comments on this because it's something that we need to have a conversation about. Tyler, like we all respect that you like the Steelers, but in a group chat with all my college buddies, with Jack and Sam and Bennett, Tyler, we're all upset because the Packers don't pick a receiver in the first round, and all we hear about is Malik Willis. Draft Malik Willis.
He was my big prediction.
Nobody cares about who the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted in the first round.
No one gives a flying fook of what I think about the Steelers.
Fook the Steelers.
They're back though. They're back.
So yeah, I mean, definitely big time annoying move by Tyler, making sure he commented continuously about the Steelers in the draft when we're all Packers fans and none of us.
It's also really fun to annoy you specifically.
I just want you to know you succeeded at it because it bothered me tremendously.
Great, I'm glad it did.
And I don't care about us airing our grievances to everybody. I don't care at all. And I know for a fact Jack was just as annoyed as me.
I also was annoying my other friends from Cedarburg about all of my Steelers stuff. So I got two groups.
That was your what's hot, what's not, right?
I also have one more.
Oh.
You definitely know about this. All my immediate close friends and family know about this, but for me, I think I've recently gained a least favorite animal on this entire planet. So I want to tell a little background on the story. I live in a kind of older duplex in the Milwaukee area, downtown east side. Apparently, there was a hole. So all of a sudden, I wake up in the middle of the night, and there's this, scratching around, kind of wondering what it was. And all of a sudden, I just hear, it sounds like a baby is dying or something is just absolutely either having sex with something or they're...
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, these... Oh. So it ends up being raccoons in our upstairs attic area, which is... They converted the attic area, and there were raccoons running along the walls, and 3 of them got in there. They were there for months. I was every night just waking up from these things. I'm going to play a little sound here just to give you guys a little preview of what they sounded like.
Oh, don't.
They deserve to know how horrible raccoons are.
I can't believe that you had to try to sleep with that.
I literally woke up. This is 3:30 in the morning.
Your voice is really angry.
Oh my god.
Alright, turn it
So
off.
they're huge. They're out.
Raccoons, you're canceling them formally?
I'm officially canceling raccoons. They're the worst animals on this planet.
I want you to know, we got feedback about how to do a proper transition because our transitions are awkward, apparently. But
you know who you are who commented on
But
that.
I will say I agree with them, but I don't know, how are we supposed to transition from raccoons to the NFL draft? Because, see, this is what you do, right? You tell us one thing that we need to be better at, and then you put us in a position to completely fall on our face. So we're talking about raccoons.
We really fucked up on this.
We're talking about raccoons, and now we're going on the end. You know what? We're going to the NFL draft, and that's just what it is. I'm sorry to anybody if you're triggered or frustrated that we have bad transition.
We'll work on it.
Because you know what? This is a pro bad transition podcast. I am officially announcing us as a pro bad transition podcast.
We're gonna be the number one world's worst transition podcast.
Yes, but the world's best worst transition podcast. There is nobody out there that does a better worst transition than us. With that being said, the NFL draft happened, and it was a crazy one. I gotta say, we're a sports podcast, kind of. With that being said, I don't know anything really about the draft. I mean, I am a big fan of football.
We didn't watch a lot of college football. At least I didn't.
Yeah.
I did a lot of my research before, a couple days before the draft.
My cousin played on the Badgers. That was when I was a peak fan of college football. I love watching the Wisconsin Badgers football team. But, you don't really hear of a whole lot of Badgers quarterbacks besides Russell Wilson going and playing in the NFL. So, I love the draft. It's fun. I am not anti-draft. I mean, I just don't necessarily always get the hype of the draft because it's just like,
especially this year, though.
I maybe know like 10 players that are going to get.
I think the reason why there just wasn't a lot of hype for this draft this year. There wasn't any bona fide superstars like in past drafts. Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, all those guys. This year it was just kind of average.
So I went to my friend Ben's house, had a bunch of pizzas, had a draft party. It was great. I had a great time. Didn't know anybody that was being drafted. Like, nobody. But the Packers got a couple good defensive players. It's fun to do your research after the draft, I feel like.
Yeah.
Once you see all the draft boards start to fill up and all the picks come in, it's fun to do a little bit of research and figure out like what actually went on and like what happened. That I enjoy. But sitting there, I enjoy the draft. I enjoy my time. I enjoy the people. But it's just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who these people are. But it's like, okay, well, they're better at football than I am. So I don't really have anything to say about it. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I was definitely upset that the Packers didn't trade up right away to get a receiver, a guy like Traylon Burks or Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams.
Chris Olave.
Smooth Olave.
I like Olave. He's a
But overall, I think they made a good decision to do what they did, stack up the defense a bit with some Georgia defenders. Georgia's defense was the best of all time this year, so can't go wrong with a linebacker and interior defensive lineman. And like we talked about before, huge move with the Packers trading up to 34 to get Christian Watson.
Nice.
I'm a little nervous about him just because he's so raw, and I saw a stat that his drop percentage with Trey Lance in 2020 was 28%. That's not
great.
That's horrible.
That's like
I'm sure he improved in 2021.
It's bad.
He's raw, but he is a freak athletically, 6'4". I think he's going to be a stud for Rodgers. Rodgers will coach him up. He's going to be a beast for us.
Yeah, I got some pretty interesting facts about the draft, and this is on The Athletic that I'm finding this, but the draft made history a couple times. So 5 defensive players were selected with the first 5 selections of the 2021 NFL Draft. The only other draft that's happened was in 1991. That draft had 6 consecutive defensives. So 2 cornerbacks were drafted in the top 4, which is crazy.
My boy Sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner.
That's awesome. And then on top of that, with the selections of Derek Stingley Jr. at number 3 and Sauce Gardner at number 4.
Saucy Sauce.
It marks the first time since the 1997 NFL Draft that 2 defensive backs were selected in the top 5 picks. So, also really cool. Number 3, 9 teams selected multiple players during the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft. Ravens, Texans, Lions, Packers, Jaguars, Chiefs, Saints, Giants, and Jets. The most to make multiple first-round selections in a single draft since 1967. That goes to show you that there were some bad teams in the NFL last year. Like, really bad. Last but not least, the New York Football Giants, number 5 and number 7 overall, and the New York Jets, number 4 and number 10, each made 2 selections within the first 10 picks. It marked the 4th time in the common draft era that 2 teams each made multiple top 10 selections in the same NFL draft, joining the 2000 Baltimore and Washington and 1979 Buffalo and Chicago.
As long as the New York Football Giants have Daniel Jones, they will never be anything. I think most people would agree on that.
Danny Dimes?
Danny Dimes just isn't it.
Danny Dimes is
I think he
straight goat.
needs to go to the Canadian Football League.
He's straight goat.
Straight goat at what?
Quarterback.
What aspect of quarterbacking?
Okay, hypothetical situation. Would you rather have Daniel Jones on your team or Jordan Love?
I'd take the upside of Jordan Love at this point.
Well, I've been saying since day one, I think Jordan Love is going to be really good.
I don't know about that. But
I
think he has potential.
You're going to hear on the podcast here first. Jordan Love will be very good at football, I think, someday.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten a fair chance. How are we supposed to judge him?
He hasn't gotten a chance at all.
He played in 2 games last year, but he got thrown in the Arrowhead
He
Stadium
didn't
in
look
Kansas
great.
City.
He didn't look great. But speaking of New York football, New York Jets.
Oh, that's a transition. That's a transition right there.
Let's go.
That's a transition.
Transitions
Look at you.
are working.
Come now.
So the New York Jets, I think, were the winners of the draft. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, again, I didn't really know the players all too
Yeah.
well, but I
Just
after doing the research,
Based on
it
the
looks like
research
it.
that we've done, it seems like the New York Jets were the winners of the draft. Getting another receiver, amazing player from Ohio State, Garrett Wilson, really fast, just so smooth. He's going to be a game changer for them. They needed another guy there, to help out Zach Wilson. Also got my boy, Sauce Gardner. His stats were unbelievable. He never let up a pass more than 13 yards.
Yeah, that's insane.
For last year at least, and then he also never let up a touchdown in his entire collegiate career.
That's insane.
Yeah,
What a
he's
monster.
absolutely ridiculous. He's going to be a stud. I think he's going to be one of the best corners in the league in a couple of years. And then Jermaine Johnson, they were actually going to draft him at 10, but they stayed patient. Somehow he fell. I don't know why he fell, and they got him at 26. So they arguably got 3 top 10 talents, maybe top 15 talents in the first round.
Sure.
And then they go and snag a guy in the second round, Breece Hall, who is clearly the best running back.
I have heard of Breece Hall, though. I mean, he's
Iowa State, Cyclone.
Yeah.
He, was clearly the number one running back in the draft. To get a guy like that in the second round, just their offense, they're trying to load it up for Zach Wilson. He has no excuses at this point.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not totally ready to give up on Zach Wilson yet either. I don't think that. I think he's got a lot of talent in there. And Zach Wilson actually had a really strong, last 4 or 5 games. He actually didn't throw any interceptions.
You got some shit on your cheek.
What?
You got some shit on your cheek.
Okay. Ow! She ripped out my hair. Unbelievable. That hurt.
Good.
God. If anybody was watching
Maybe
that,
shave your
shave
your mutton chops. It would help.
If anybody was watching that on the YouTube, we just had a very romantic moment in the studio. So
Hands were caressing the face.
okay, let's just move on.
Yeah.
On top of that,
We're gonna talk a little bit about the Steelers.
if you want to, we can talk about those absolute bottom-dwelling losers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are trash.
They are trash right now, but I think in a few years they'll be really good. Their offense right now is looking, for the future, it's gonna be a firepower.
Kenny Pickett has big hands.
Pickett,
He's got big hands.
he's got huge hands. Some say the
You know
biggest
who
hands.
also said, people said he had big hands?
We all know what that
Josh
means.
Allen's got big hands.
Nah, his hands are probably half the size of mine. But I think Kenny Pickett was a good pick. Also getting a guy like George Pickens in the second round really has a lot of potential to be a great receiver in the league. So, the Steelers have a really good young offense. Pickett potentially starting, Najee, Deontay Johnson, Claypool, who's kind of a bum. I don't know how I feel about him. He's nuts. And then Pickens, also with Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah.
That's a pretty young studly lineup.
Yeah, I hate the Steelers, and I think that
Most people do that,
the
I know.
fact that you like the Steelers so much fuels my hatred for Pittsburgh. I love watching a good. Besides watching the Bears lose and the Lions lose and the Vikings lose, my 4th favorite team to watch lose is in fact Pittsburgh.
That's funny that you say that because I'm basically all my friends, my very close friends, say the exact same thing as you. They get enjoyment.
Maybe it's because
out of,
you do things like posting in Packer group chats about you wanting Malik Willis in the first round. Maybe that's why. Because you're not just a Steelers fan. You're an in-your-face Steelers fan.
Sometimes you gotta be.
All right.
When you don't have the support around you.
That's fair. That's fair. What else am I supposed to talk about with the NFL draft? Am I supposed to touch on the Packers? I think we're probably supposed to touch on the Packers a little bit more. We kind of talked about
I think we're good.
We're probably good on the Packers.
Yeah.
But overall, exciting draft. It was fun. It's fun to learn about these players. These are really, really freak young athletes. And, man, these kids are getting drafted. I'm 24. You're 24.
A lot of these kids are 2021. It's just crazy to think
What's
about.
going on?
Some of these guys look like they're 30.
What? I'm sitting here recording a podcast with this freaking idiot. And what are we doing with our life? These guys are going to make a gajillion dollars and play in the NFL. And, they are some of the best athletes on the face of this planet, and here we are.
We'll be big someday.
Well, Maybe. Possibly.
The pod is going to be huge.
The pod is going to go global. It's going to go worldwide.
It's going to be the best
It's
in the
gonna be
world.
huge.
Ever.
Oh my gosh. Overall good. So, moving on, we got a little bit of an interesting twist to Fuck Up of the Week this week. So, it's not just going to be us telling a fuck up story that we did, but in fact, we are going to share a fuck up of the other person. We spend so much time together throughout our life. And, I mean, Australia together, rooming together, college together. I mean, we've been through a lot, so we have seen a lot of unbelievably stupid things that each other have done, that both of us have done. Whether it's to each other or just in general, I think that we've kind of, going over this morning, kind of came to the conclusion that
We'll never run out of content for
we'll
this.
never run out of content for this segment. No matter how many times we twist it or try to do something different, this segment will always reign supreme.
Feel free to always shoot in a story, into our DMs or whatever of a Tire Max story. We'd love to, be reminded of them.
I just want you to know I sent a text in our group chat today saying, hey, I need a story of something stupid Tyler has done. I had so much immediate feedback. It was comical. Like, Jack and Sam both within seconds. My DMs were flooding. It was brutal. For you. Brutal for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, I know I have a lot out there.
You have way more than me, and yours are way more ridiculous.
We're actually making really good time. We're trying to squeeze down these episodes just a little bit. 50 minutes is a lot of our stupidity that you have to hear. So we're making really good time right now. So
Good. Well,
good. Go ahead.
all right. So I think I'm gonna share two fuck-ups.
Okay. Well, I thought we were doing one, but I guess
I'm
we're
gonna go
air-
with two. You
air
can
out
go
two
one.
of the world.
I'm gonna go two.
That's fine.
First one, it just shows Max's clear lack of geographical knowledge. This was one of the worst situations I've ever been in. I was so appalled.
Stop listening, Haley. Nah, I think she actually probably already knows.
A lot of people may unfriend Max after this story. So we were flying to Australia together, Milwaukee to Los Angeles. We're in the LAX airport, and Max looks over at me. He's just like, "Hey, bud, are we flying over Africa to get to Australia?" I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I damn near fell over. I'm like, dude, what were you thinking? You want to take us through what you were thinking in that moment? I mean,
I don't.
how does it get that bad?
For some reason, I felt like my logic was we were flying
You got to be pretty fucked up in
from
the head to think
LA
that.
over the country. My thought process was we were going from Milwaukee over to LA and then flying over the country.
We're gonna
over
go all the way
ocean.
back past through the United States.
Oh man, just
You were
not one
down
of my best
big.
moments there.
I will never forget that story. That's something that will stay with me the rest of my entire life. Love it.
My bad. Whatever. Sue me.
Whoa.
Africa was in the wrong spot.
Right. It moved.
It moved.
It moved.
Fucking Pangea.
All right. Second one. Buddy. This one was not great either. We were going camping with a couple people. Max was in charge of bringing the meats, the hot dogs, burgers, stuff like that. And also to bring a tent for the people he was sleeping with. We get there. Max is notorious.
Great ship. Great company.
Max is notorious for forgetting things.
Yeah.
So he brings the tent, whatever you want to call it, fabric for the tent. He forgets the poles. The man can't put the tent up. The other people actually had to go out and buy a tent because he forgot the poles. He also forgets the buns
We're gonna have to take
for the
over
hot
this segment.
dogs. He forgets the buns for the burgers. Literally everything we were important.
Forgot the condiments too.
Forgot the ketchup, mustard, all of it. What happened there? Just
I was in a rush, and I actually was extraordinarily hungover that morning as well.
that'll do it.
because I was actually out with my buddy Michael the night before, went to a Brewer game, and we were drinking with the Barrel Man.
The roll
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
the barrel.
No, I was drinking with the Barrel Man. Me and Michael were. We had a shot at the Brewer game with the Barrel Man.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I don't think that that's legal. That I can do that. But
How did he get it through his suit?
he took off his head. Took off his head, slammed a quick shooter, and then he was off. But yeah, that put me down.
Drinking at brewer games.
Put me down big. Yeah, you have some serious.
Not in this episode. At some point.
At some point, you'll hear the notorious Tyler
Underage drinking story.
Underage drinking, kick out of the Brewer game, puking incident because Tyler can't handle his liquor.
Lightweight a little bit.
I am too, so I can't really talk. But
Yeah. So you were hungover.
yeah, and I was rushed out the door, and
Just woke up late.
no brats, no burgers. I
buns.
brought some brats and burgers, but I didn't.
No
bring
pulse
buns.
of the tent?
No buns. No pulse of the tent. To be fair, Michael gave me the tent, and he said that there were poles in there, and I will die on that. So,
See, you didn't
Crew
check.
Ball, if you're listening to this,
You didn't check.
you set me up for failure, and I'll never forgive you. Period. I'll never forgive you for that. So thank you. Yeah, it was not a good situation. It wasn't my best moment, and you live and you learn, you move on.
And you still forget things to this day every time we hang out.
All right, I'm sick of talking about me being the brunt of all these jokes. So I'm gonna go over to Tyler for my experience of one of his. Tyler's a very stubborn mule. He's very stubborn, and when he thinks that he's right about something,
That's fair. I'm stubborn.
he'll go to the hill with it, and he'll die on it, right? So we're in Byron Bay in Australia. It's actually one of the first days that we got down there, and we were going for a hike, and we knew that it was going to start raining.
Big
So
storm coming.
Tyler was wearing these khaki joggers, and he was adamant. And Johnny Zanotti was there with us, and we were all hiking together, so he would know. But Tyler was adamant that these khaki pants were waterproof. It starts raining. Pretty good. We get about 10 minutes into our hike. Tyler's pants are soaked, drenched. You could wring them out. And you know what? I'm actually going to pull up this picture because I have it.
I was very wrong in this situation.
You were so unbelievably wrong. I have the picture coming up right here. Hold on. Just give me. Oh. If any of you guys can see this.
All right, you're gonna have to go up to the camera.
Hold on. I'll go right up to the camera. Fine by me. How's that look on there, Ty? Good?
All right,
Can you guys see that?
Hold it still. Yeah, that's us in our hike. As you can clearly see, went all the way through.
Pants are absolutely drenched, clearly not waterproof. And the fact that he was wrong made me feel so good because Johnny and I were like, these are clearly not waterproof pants, and no way are these waterproof, feeling the fabric, just knowing you're wrong. And then having him being wrong was just a truly fulfilling feeling. That was my only fuck up of Tyler's that I actually brought to the table today. So you're lucky. Didn't know that you were
See,
going
I
to come
just
with
sound-
15 different things.
2.
So
I came with 2, and we talked about them earlier.
I didn't hear about the second one. You said you were doing one.
Okay.
Top 5. Our top 5. We're wrapping this thing up with our top 5 today. Thank you to Ben for the recommendation. Top 5 places that Tyler and I would like to travel. And do you want to kick us off, or should I?
I can go.
All right, give it up. Hit us with our top 5. And by the way, after this, keep up the comments in the YouTube. Keep up the comments on Spotify. Pour in our DMs. Vote on what top 5 you like better. Whoever wins the top 5 each week, I guess it's just a pride thing. I won last week.
It's just whoever wins. Did we know that?
Yes, everybody voted for me. You had Adam Dunn
You're
as
right,
one of your
okay.
top 5 favorite athletes.
I would
So
like to revise that list at some point.
So on
I
the
really
board,
fucked that
we'll
list
put it
up.
I'm up 1-0 on top 5s.
Fair. All right, so we're gonna go top 5 favorite or places we want to visit. First one actually stems from Ben as well. We've talked about this for a couple of years now. A couple other people actually want to be involved with this too. So we're actually,
Myself,
including Max, hopefully.
maybe.
We are planning on going to Tanzania, doing a volunteer trip, and helping out in Zanzibar as well as in Tanzania with building schools, helping with teach English, play with the kids, stuff like that, and then climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. So
ooh, nice.
yeah, it's the actual climb itself is 8 days. Don't really know how I feel about it, considering I got really bad altitude sickness at 13,000 feet on my last hike with Ben and Andrew. I was feeling like I was going to pass out and puke, but we're going to train a little bit. We're going to get ready. It's probably going to happen in 2024. We originally said 2023, but my 2023 is really busy. Going to Asia actually in early January, as well as having Kyle's wedding. So, got a lot to do before then, but probably going to happen in 2024. 2, Patagonia.
Nice.
Yes.
I got some nice jackets from there.
South America. Directly from the national
That
park.
joke missed, for sure.
That was cringy.
It's fine.
Yeah, Patagonia. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures. You should look up pictures of Torres del Paine National Park. That's got to be one of the most beautiful places on earth. I mean, that's where if you really want to truly emerge in nature and climbing and hiking and just seeing really unique mountains and crystal blue lakes, that's the place to be. It's off the charts. I don't know if you've seen pictures of it. It's unbelievable.
Nice.
3, I've always been really intrigued with Everest. I don't know if I actually want to climb it. I think base camp makes more sense right now, but we'll see how I do after Kilimanjaro. I just am fascinated by Everest. I mean, it's literally at cruising altitude for flights, so that's kind of fucked up to think about.
I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, he's afraid of heights, so that probably wouldn't work. Cause
I don't know. I think this is a pretty. I feel like Everest is a dent in your top 5.
Everest is, I mean, the beauty is unmatched, and Nepal is a really cool area as well. So at some point in my life, I'll definitely be hitting Everest. 4, a lot of people that I know have been to Thailand, and they just rave about it. You can literally do anything there. It's also got so much beauty: the jungles, the mountains, the ocean, the beaches. I really want to go to Bangkok, Phuket, see the elephants, stuff like that. And also, I've heard it's tremendously cheap. You can do anything there for $100. So,
Nice.
Number 5. Not a lot of people have probably heard of this one. It's an island off of the coast of East Africa. It's called Seychelles.
This is your number 1.
This is my number 5.
Oh, you went number 1 overall first, and then I'm going 5 to 1.
Yeah, I realized I was going the wrong way.
You're a disaster. We
went the wrong way.
No, you went the wrong way. I'm going the right way.
I went the wrong way.
God, unbelievable.
So, yeah, number 5, Seychelles. Look it up. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. It's also one of the most unique. Look it up. Such a beautiful island.
Awesome.
That's all I have to say about it.
I mean, you fucked up the order, but a strong top 5 nevertheless. So,
Thank you very much.
Tyler's actually been blessed to actually go a lot of places so far in his life. So he's actually, got a smaller list of places to choose from.
Well versed in my travels.
Yeah. For me, my number 5 is Maui. I've never been to Hawaii yet.
So beautiful.
I really want to go. I know that's definitely going to be a trip for Haley and myself in the near future. I'd love to go to Maui next year, or when she graduates med school, we could go to Maui, something like that. But I'd love to go to Hawaii. I want a little bit more specific on my list of like exact places.
Maui's the place to go in Hawaii, so
Maui is like I really want to go to Maui. That's my number 5. My number 4 is Greece. I have never been to Greece, and I really, really want to go to Greece. Santorini, is that?
That's the place with the blue.
Yeah, with the blue and the white.
Blue
all
on
the
the
white.
side, yep.
Yeah, Santorini. Santorini, I really want to go there. I see that in all like the movies and the pictures, and it just
iconic.
looks so gorgeous. I want to go there so bad. And Athens, I just kind of loop them in together. But Greece is number 4. Number 3, Phuket, Thailand. I want to go to Thailand really bad. That
Both
is
agree on that one.
definitely going to be a place where we should do that one together.
We're going together.
We should do that together. Maybe we could do that.
Just spider monkeys. You did say you want a spider monkey.
I do want a pet
yesterday.
spider monkey. I want a pet
So
spider
maybe
monkey.
we could steal one from Thailand.
Yeah, I feel like that's not going well with Haley though. The pet
I
spider
think
monkey.
that could be the best pet possible.
That's what I've been trying to say.
They're so smart.
Yeah, spider monkey would be the goat pet, but Haley, I feel like it's going to take a lot more convincing. And would certainly like to get out of the apartment complex before I got my monkey. But
Yeah,
I
you gotta
will
get a house if you're
for
gonna.
sure get my spider monkey. 100%. I bet everything on it. That spider monkey will be in my house at some point. So
Over or
overall-
under 5 years.
outside when Haley gets out of med school, we'll talk spider monkey. So
Okay.
over 5 years,
Alright.
we'll sit at about 8 or 9. Put me in my 30s and I'm having.
Mark this down on your calendars.
But there's no date to mark on the calendar.
9 years from now to this
Okay.
day.
You're an idiot. Bali is number 2.
Oh, I really want to go there. Too.
You messed up. Not on your top 5.
I'm not saying I messed up.
Guys, my top 5 is so clearly
Shut
gonna
your
win.
mouth.
I'm gonna be 2 for 2. Actually, make sure you write on the board. Max about nothing, or we have to write it down on our notes.
I did fuck that up, that last list.
Yeah. Bali, number 2. Bali is incredible. I've heard nothing but outrageous, unbelievable. I'm like slurring my words. Unbelievable things about Bali.
Are you drunk, sir?
No, I'm not drunk. I will be later today though. Cheers. Go Brewers.
Go Brewers. Fuck the Cubs.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Chicago sports fans. They're the worst.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of Chicago sports fans. Never mind. Bali, number 2. Bali's going to be great. I want to go there so bad. It'll be awesome. And my number 1, again, another one on Ty's list is Tanzania. I want to go to Tanzania, Africa.
Number 1 for
Very
you,
bad.
too.
Yes.
Let's go.
We did not talk about these top 5s.
Yeah, This is like
complete
just surprise.
surprise top 5s. But Tanzania, I wanted a hiking trip at Kilimanjaro. I want to see the beauty of Africa.
See the animals.
I want to go on a safari. I want to do all that stuff. I know Haley's mom has actually been to Africa a couple
Really?
times, and she like was up close, like touching elephants and all that stuff. It was insane. So the beauty of Africa and like just being out in the wild and true Mother Earth, like it's just
Book a month.
That's
It's gonna be a month trip.
Yeah. Well, see if work approves, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Anyway, that wraps it up for us. So,
That is it for today.
again, we thank each and every one of you for listening to our podcast. It really means a lot to us. Follow us on Spotify. Rate us 5 stars. Follow us or subscribe on YouTube. However you're listening, whether you're listening on YouTube, whether you're listening on Spotify, if you want to watch our stupidity, if you want to hear our stupidity, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're listening, that's all that matters. Every single Monday, we are going to be absolutely shoving content in your face. And it's going to be fantastic. And we love doing it. So please check out the website. We will be updating the website with the newest Spotify, with the newest YouTube. Subscribe, follow, rate us 5 stars.
Thank you.
Very 3 simple tasks.
And pot out.
Pot out.